Hey guys, welcome to Footy Stats. Today we'll be previewing the Stoke City versus Chelsea Premier League fixture this weekend. So let's get right to it. Uh, Let me start with a bit of history between these two sides. In the Premier League era, Chelsea have typically found it hard to break Stoke down. Although having said that, their record against Stoke is pretty great. From a total of 17 games in the Premier League era, Stoke have only beaten Chelsea twice, and notably, both those losses have come at Stoke, or the Bet365 Stadium as it's known these days. Last season, Stoke actually beat Chelsea twice, once in the League Cup and once in the Premier League. Uh, and I'm sure all of you remember this season's enthralling roller coaster of a game back at the Bridge in December, which ended 4-2 in Chelsea's favor. So Chelsea actually went ahead twice, and both times were plugged back by Stoke. Willian then scored Chelsea's third from a beautiful team goal right after Stoke's second, and of course the main man Diego Costa rounded it off at the end with a great left-footed finish into the top corner. Uh, so let me talk a little bit about Stoke. Stoke under Mark Hughes do play good football, but one word that I would use to encapsulate them would be inconsistent. They have managed to eke out draws against the likes of Everton, Man City recently, and Man United. On the other hand, they've been soundly thrashed by Spurs and even teams like West Brom. Defensively, they are quite a solid team. I believe that they have the third best defensive record out of out of the teams outside the top seven. And it is attacking wise where I came across a fascinating statistic. They have scored almost 40% of their goals from set pieces, which includes either corners or direct free kicks. And this is something that they could definitely use to target Chelsea. Chelsea have recently been known to be vulnerable to crosses. This was evident in the Spurs game, where Ali rose above Aspilicueta twice and scored both his goals in that manner. So Stoke might look to do something similar. That brings us logically to Chelsea. If you remember the recent game against West Ham, Chelsea's first goal came from a breathtaking counter attack. Right after West Ham's free kick, the play was broken up by who else but N'Golo Kante. More on him later. Uh, N'Golo Kante fed the ball to Eden Hazard, who exchanged passes with Pedro and finished quite a beautiful counter-attacking goal. And this is something that Chelsea might look to actively do against Stoke. Now let's talk about players to watch for both teams. For Stoke City, I will be keeping an eye out on Saido Berahino. So a lot of you probably know that he has had quite a turbulent time at West Brom for the past couple of years, and he was frozen out there by Tony Pulis. And now finally he's been given another chance by Mark Hughes, who's taken a gamble on him. Unfortunately, for the first couple of months after he was signed in January, he was immediately suspended and given an 8-week drug ban. Saido Berahino has been quite apologetic about this, and he's mentioned in the press that he hopes to come out of this stronger and make a positive impact at Stoke. And frankly, having watched a bit of him, he is quite a big threat with his pace and finishing ability. Talking about Chelsea's man to watch, who else but N'Golo Kante? He's been in the media this whole week after his performance against Man United in the FA Cup. Just the latest performance, amazing performance in a long line of great performances this season. And as a lot of people would have you believe that whatever is not covered by water on the Earth's surface is covered by N'Golo Kante. So, I mean, the man is frankly unreal, and I wouldn't be too surprised to see him pick up the Player of the Year gong at the end of the season. Um, a little bit about team news. Chelsea have a doubt at right wing back, where Victor Moses picked up a slight knock against United in the previous fixture. So there are two possible ways in which Conte might go about replacing him. He might either stick Azpilicueta at right wing back and Zuma to replace him, or he might go with Pedro at the wing back position, and Willian will then retain his position in the attacking band. And Stoke City have Shaqiri doubtful, as well as Mame Biram Diouf. Shaqiri is a big miss if he does not end up playing, because his delivery from set pieces is quite exquisite, and his threat from wide, uh, along with Marko Arnautovic on the other wing, also carries a considerable threat with it. So, uh, to summarize, I'd like to talk a little bit about the tactics in this game. Stoke City in their last game against Man City managed to eke out a 0-0 draw at the Etihad, and the basis of this performance was the pivot of Jeff Cameron and Joe Allen in central defensive midfield, who were able to nullify the threat of David Silva and Kevin De Bruyne, and even Leroy Sané, the informed Leroy Sané. Uh, and they will look to do something similar against Chelsea, where the attacking band, primarily Eden Hazard, does tend to come deep to collect the ball, and with those beautiful one-touch flicks that he demonstrated against United to such effectiveness, he might look to do something similar against Stoke. So uh, I wouldn't be surprised to expect something similar to Mourinho's tactics, where the opposition will focus on roughing up Hazard a little bit to prevent him from getting into the game. My prediction for this game would be a 1-1. I'm sitting on the fence for this one, uh, and frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if either team were to nick it at the death, because this has traditionally been a tough fixture for both teams. So that was the preview of the Stoke Chelsea Premier League game. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're interested in more videos, and we'll have a lot of these videos for you in the future. See you later. Thank you.